Hey people, how are you doing today? Welcome to the third week of maternity leave. Yeah, we're just out here thriving and surviving. Mainly just surviving actually. But I did get a 5-hour stretch of sleep last night and then a 3-hour and a 2-hour, which has been pretty consistent for her. She usually does like 4 hours, 3 hours, and then 2 hours. So we did get some longer amount of sleep last night. That was great. Over the weekend, there was one day I tried to exclusively pump on Saturday, like just practice what it would be like to exclusively pump and give her bottles. And I think that she would fall asleep before she would get like totally full with the bottle. And so she slept like 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, and 2 hours. And it was so frustrating on Saturday night. But we still got to go to church on Sunday. So we powered through our exhaustion from Saturday night and got to go to church for the first time. And it was so great. I just wore her in the Ergo Embrace, which is like a little carrier. I'll link one down below. I wore her in that and we went to church and she wasn't bothered by the music or anything. She did start fussing about halfway through the message. And so I just like got up, we were in the back. So I just like got up and went out to the oval area, or like what we call it the oval, but it's like the lobby where they have like seats and stuff like that. And they also have awesome mother's rooms. I just wanted to be around people and not like in a, room by myself. So, we just got to talk to a lot of people and see a lot of our friends because our whole community is mainly church. So, we got to see a lot of people. Bryson and I serve on the parking team, so I got to see a lot of parking people, which was really great. We're so excited to be back in a couple of weeks because they'll start, they allow newborns at 6 weeks to go into the childcare. So it was great for Zeke too because he got to see his people. He like loves the people that do the childcare there. He adores them. So it's really, really good. And then we went to my in-laws' house for Super Bowl Sunday and stayed all the way through the halftime show. That was a lot of fun too. Halftime show was phenomenal. I am 7 years older than Bryson. So for me, all of those songs were so nostalgic. But for Bryson, I don't know if Bryson has heard them before or if he just like, I don't know. I don't know if he like listened to them the way I listened to them because different time periods. So anyways, what do we have going on this week? The major thing is that I need to go back to lactation. I need to go back and see a lactation consultant again. So little update on the nipple shield. It's been working and it's been great for what it is. It has really helped her latch. I was able to, my biggest worry with it was that when I was out in public or at someone's house or like around other people and I wanted to try to feed her and cover up, that having the nipple shield too was just going to be like a whole pain. And yesterday I was able to feed her at my in-laws' house and that worked out well for a little while. I think she's not not used to being covered up, so she just didn't really like that either. But it worked for, a typical length of like feeding time. And it wasn't quite as big of a pain as I thought it was going to be. It's still a little inconvenient, but if it has to stay forever, if that's what I choose to do, then I don't know. It won't be the end of the world. But now she won't latch at all without it. So I need to go back to lactation and get somebody to try to help me and teach me how to train her to not be dependent on the nipple shield because it's not, it's like not a full-time thing. You're like not supposed to use it forever. I didn't realize that I have like makeup under my eyes. Oh well, this is what you get on maternity leave. So yeah, so we've been doing everything we're supposed to be doing, but now she won't latch without it. So we need to try to figure that out. So we need to make an appointment for that sometime this week. And I need to make lactation bars at some point. At some point, I'm going to go get a fancy coffee. I don't know if that'll be today or tomorrow or whatever. It's kind of my Valentine's Day treat to myself because it is Valentine's Day. But yeah, so that's all we got going on here. She's just snoozing right now. I'm about to go pump. The house is like a wreck because it's, Zeke's been home with us for the weekend. So maybe I'll pick up the house. I don't know. Anyways, welcome to week 3. We'll see what the lactation consultant says. We'll see what we get up to. Mm. We do have a couple of events. We have an event tomorrow night at church that we're going to for like, I don't know, for people like for staff and other like really invested door holders in our house. And then on Friday, I think Bryson's team has a team dinner. So that's really exciting because this team is phenomenal and I love being around them. So that'll be exciting too. And they don't mind if we bring all of their children, all two of our children. You know, you like watch those YouTube videos of people with like 11 kids and you're just like, wow, that's amazing. 2 feels like 11. I'm sure by 11 it feels like 21. Or maybe you've just got it so figured out that, well, I don't know. Either way, I'm not going to find out. God, 11 kids. Amazing. Okay, well, let's see what we get into this week. See you around.
Well, the first thing we get into is lactation granola bars. This recipe is awesome. It requires a lot of ingredients though, and I've doubled it here. But it's oat flour, nope, just regular oats, some almond flour, some flaxseed meal, some brewer's yeast, salt, cinnamon, oil, honey. We add some vanilla and some chocolate chips and eggs, and we stir all that up together. And then we dump it into a sheet tray. Now, again, I doubled this. You could make this and I think bake it in like a 9 by 13, but I baked it in my really long sheet trays that I have for all kinds of things. So I just lined the bottom with parchment, dumped it out on the tray, and got to spreading it out. Gave up, decided to use my hands to pat it all down. This recipe also has hemp seeds, but I was out of them, so I didn't add them in. And then once they were baked and cooled, I just cut them up into kind of granola bar slices. I'm not very good at cutting, obviously, as you can see, it's not consistent. But after I was done cutting them, I just went ahead and put them in plastic Ziploc bags. I just stored them flat in the bags and then popped them in the freezer. That way I could just pull out one bag at a time. They don't last forever, they only last about a week in the fridge, so I like to freeze them. And then while I was waiting for those to cool, I made some lunch for myself, which happened to be avocado toast. It's one of our favorites. We do it a little bit different. We put avocados, fried eggs, preferably over easy or over medium, top it with some honey mustard, chili flakes, salt and pepper, and then add some pickled red onions for some zing on top. And man, it just makes the best lunch ever. Once I finally got done with my daily amount of bottle washing, I decided to make some cold brew coffee. It's a long process, but I really love making coffee this way, and it's getting kind of springy here in Georgia, so I thought it was well and good time. So I grind up my favorite coffee beans from Bellwood Roasters in Atlanta, and I dump about a cup and a half. You could do it by weight, and you need to do it by however strong you like your coffee. But I dump about a cup and a half of coffee into a container, add 4 cups of water, and then I stick that in the fridge overnight. And make sure that you use filtered water. Good water is the key to good coffee. And then once that was done, I just made the bed for the day. It was just a whole day of chores and not a lot of fun things.
Okay, let's try that again. Lest you think that we're living the best lives over here and that things are just going swimmingly. Yesterday and this morning were so rough. So it all started because we had the intention of going to a meeting at church, and I was really excited about it because it meant that I was going to get out of the house. They had childcare, which is, I think, a new thing that they're doing because there are a lot of young families within the church. It was childcare for staff children, and I was just so excited to go. But then Zeke came home with a stuffy kind of runny nose, and a little bit of a cough. Well, while it wasn't like green snot or a fever, as a public health servant, I can't send my kid, I can't take him and let him be around other kids if we think he's sick. So we made the decision that I would stay home with both kids and Bryson should go because Bryson works for the church. So we felt like it was really important for Bryson to be there and support the church. So it was fine. It was great. We did a really hot bath with some like baby Epsom salt and some other really good, like lavender kind of products or whatever. And Zeke, we watched some Sesame Street, and I think Zeke is terrified of Cookie Monster because every time Cookie Monster would come on, he would start crying and holding on to me and saying, "Mama, no, all done." Which is so funny because I think Cookie Monster is like the best one. Anyways, and so I put him down at 7, and it was great. He was, I think, just slept and needed the sleep. And then this girlfriend right here, I was able to get her to go to sleep by 9, and then I was able to get in bed too, and I slept for from 9 to I think 12, and then from 1 to 4, and then after her 4 o'clock feeding, so that's 3 feedings, 9, 12, and 1, no, 12, 1, and 4. After her 4 o'clock feeding, it's like girlfriend was a hot air balloon and just has had so much gas ever since and has not slept at all and has been super fussy and in a lot of pain, and it's just not been great. And then I exclusively bottle feed her at night, so I pump and bottle feed her. And then this morning, I was breastfeeding her, and I think that just between the bottles and the nipple shield, she's just sucking in so much air, so everything is just becoming worse, and I'm so tired. Zeke was feeling better. He seemed like a different child, so we sent him into daycare because if I don't have to deal with both of them, I'm not going to deal with both of them. But I just feel lonely because I haven't gotten out of the house, and I was so excited to get out of the house yesterday, and so yeah, I just feel pretty lonely and cooped up, and kind of all I do is feed a baby because it's constant. It's I feed her, I pump some, I usually give her a bottle because I just don't think she's very efficient at latching. Again, we're going to try to go see, listen, she's honking now. We're going to try to go see Lactation this week, but for the most part, she's just not very efficient at latching during breastfeeding. So, yeah, I got to feed her a bottle, and then it's just so much work, and then at the end of it, it's like I get 30 minutes and then we have to start the whole process all over again. So I'm just feeling like a giant milk bag, just a big old milk bag. So I've cried probably like 3 or 4 times already since 4 a.m. and it's 9 a.m. Haven't even opened my windows. I'm a window opener or a blind opener. This is just where we're at emotionally. I need to go to Target. I need to get some things. So we're gonna try to get out of the house and go to Target today. And then I am starting to pick Zeke up from daycare again because my incision feels much better. So at least I get to get out of the house for that. But just didn't want you to think that our whole life was glorious and wonderful and fun. Okay, bye.
So once I cried a little bit more out of tiredness, I started the second part of my cold brew, which is to strain it. I don't use cheesecloth, but you definitely could. I just use the super fine mesh strainer and I run it through twice. So I just dump all of the cold brew into this 16 quart container, I think is the size, or maybe it's 16 quarts. I don't know, some amount of volume. I dump it in, I strain it twice just to get all of the sediment out. And then I fill it up with filtered water from the fridge, give it a good shake, and usually I put it back in the fridge for another day because it's really strong when it's first made and it needs to mellow out a little bit. Now, if I do drink it the same day, I'll make a cup and I'll add just a little bit of cold brew and some water. So essentially what we've done is we've made a concentrate of cold brew and then we've diluted it with water so it doesn't really require any more dilution when you're ready to drink it.
Thursday. Not much going on here. I did get much more sleep than I did the night before last, so that was great. I slept in multiple 3-hour increments. That was awesome. Feeling like a new person, like sleep will typically do for you. But yeah, it's just kind of like a rainy, gray day here. I was gonna take her on a walk on the Beltline because it's like supposed to be in the 70s. But because it's so gray and rainy, I don't think we're going to go. I just don't want to risk being caught out there if it rains. So we're going to go to Pike Market before we, Pike Market? No. What is it called? The plant place. The Pike plant place. Before we go get Zeke from daycare because we have to do some seeds starting next week for our April spring planting. So we'll talk more about that probably next week when I start it. But I'm going to drink my cold brew, which is delicious. And then we're going to get up and we're going to go shop for some plants. All right. See you in the store. Lactation update. I have an appointment on Sunday at 1. I've just been putting off calling them because I just feel like, I don't know, it's just going to be a long appointment and I'm just afraid that they're going to like not be able to help me. But I'm going to try. It's my last ditch effort. So I will update you on Sunday afterwards, or I'll at least make sure there's an update in this video about the whole nipple shield thing. Okay, let's go get some plants. Sunday because I was planning on going to the lactation consultant today, and I had made an appointment and everything, but then I just decided to cancel it because I just didn't feel like going, and I feel kind of like overwhelmed and like frustrated with the whole prospect of everything. I think I'm still mad. Like I still feel like they kind of like pushed this nipple shield off on me without really teaching me how to come off of it. And yeah, I mean, it's not like I had to take it, but anyways, I don't know. I'm just feeling some type of way about it. So I'm going to wait to go see Lactation until so next week we are going to the pediatrician for Valley's 1 month checkup. And it does look like, I think I mentioned this, it does look like she might have a little bit of an upper lip tie. So I'm going to talk to our pediatrician about the upper lip tie and see what she thinks, and see if she thinks that it's worth getting it snipped. And if it is, then we'll get it snipped, and then that might help her latch. So I'm going to wait to go see Lactation until we know if we're going to snip that or not. And then if we do snip it, then I'm going to go see Lactation afterwards. But there are some really good articles, I'll link one down below, that kind of talk through how to stop using a nipple shield, like how to wean off of it, but it can be really hard and take a lot of time. So I'm going to try a lot of those techniques and then just see. Sometimes I just feel like lactation can be kind of, I don't know. Sometimes they just come off judgy, and I was just not in the place to deal with it today. So I didn't go. Sorry to disappoint you if you're following this. I will keep you updated on how the trying to get her or to not need it anymore goes on my own. And I'll, of course, let you know what the doctor says about her latch. So for right now, what I'm doing is, yesterday I did a really short, like, grocery shopping at Walmart. We have a Walmart right down the street. And so I just grabbed this huge pack of chicken because tonight I'm making half-baked harvest lemon sheet pan chicken with sweet potatoes. So what I'm going to do is I am going to dice up about half this chicken and get it marinating in some spices for a couple of hours. The recipe doesn't call for that. I don't think that you have to do that, but I think it's going to make the chicken a lot more flavorful. So I'm going to get that marinating, and then we as a family are going to go on a walk. Zeke's down for a nap right now, but we're going to wake him up soon. And then, yeah, I'm going to make dinner. So that is what I am currently doing. And it's been a while since I've done anything with cooking because I'm like totally uninspired. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just not inspired by cooking right now. It's probably just because I'm really tired. So what I'm doing is I'm just trimming the major amount of fat off of these chicken thighs. So these are boneless, skinless chicken thighs, but they still come with a lot of fat on them. So I'm just taking that off. I'm not taking off all the fat. You want some of the fat because it leaves like good flavor, but I don't like the gobs of fat that are actually on the dish, and I think it also kind of screws with the consistency of like whatever else you're throwing in with the chicken. So that is all I am doing right now.
So for those sweet potatoes, I just took 2 large sweet potatoes, peeled them, and then cut them into these strips and popped them in the oven. And then I decided what sounded really good was an Israeli salad with this, which is just tomatoes, cucumbers, some parsley, lemon juice, and salt. And you just mix it all up together, and it is so good and so refreshing. It's super easy to make. Then I popped the marinated chicken into the oven, got that all set up and baking while the potatoes baked as well. And here are all the final products not yet assembled. We've got those roasted sweet potato sticks, those chicken pieces. I got some hummus instead of making the tahini garlic because I couldn't find tahini. And here's that salad. And then this is all of it plated up together. So I think that's where we'll end this, and we will see you soon. We'll see you in the next maternity leave video. Bye for now.